Good evening, everybody. It is September 26th, and this is week 4 of Boost Your Business. Can you believe we're turning the corner to the last week? So I'd love for you guys to share. Last week was all about host coaching, and I'd love for you guys to share any takeaways from the videos that you watched. Did it influence any of your coaching this week? Ian, go ahead. You're muted, so you'll need to unmute.
I usually think I'm pretty good at host coaching, but I've entered this circle of teachers, and I love teachers. I have great respect for teachers, but something I'm learning through Pampered Chef is none of them listen or read your emails or follow your instructions. So my host on Saturday really wants the QC and a bunch of stuff, and they don't have a ton of money, so we're trying to get her party up. And of course, it was low. It was around 2 something, and it was pretty low. And I asked for outside orders ahead of time, and of course, those did not come, but now we're panicking, or she's panicking. I'm not panicking. I did what I needed to do. She needs to do what she needs to do. So I went back and I did some host coaching, and I told her, how many dollars away, and I didn't go to the next 100. I went all the way to 500. And for her, that was a big leap. And she was, wow, really? And I said, yeah, it's only about 3 to 4 orders. And I used those terms instead of some other terms. And lo and behold, we're over 500 and we're closing it tonight.
Nice. Congratulations.
Before I probably would have just...
Was she appreciative of your ideas?
Yes, and we're closing tonight, and I'll know just how much.
Awesome. Congratulations. Anybody else? Any aha moments? Any light bulb moments?
I've told you before, Karen, I was just at work in the break room, and I'm just looking over my catalog because I'm new and I'm trying to study the products and stuff. And a girl, one of my coworkers come up to me and goes, "Oh, is that Pampered Chef catalog?" And I go, "Oh yeah, it is." And she goes, "Oh, hey, can I look at that after you?" I go, "Oh yeah, sure, here you go." And she goes, "Great." And she goes, "And can I look at it for a little while?" I go, "Yeah, no problem. Go ahead." And next break came around, and she gave me a list of stuff she wanted from the catalog and stuff. And I didn't do much.
Now, did you let her know that she could have a party, either virtual or a catalog party, to see if she wanted to get some of those things for free?
Oh, I did, but she just says, "I just need a couple of things." And
okay,
that's all
right. At least you offered it to her, because that's what, you want to give people their options. The worst they can say is no thanks. I'll just place my order.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to share about host coaching this past week? Any great ideas that you picked up, or things that maybe you hadn't done in the past and you might have been a little nervous doing that you shared with your host and had good results with?
I haven't had a party.
Okay. Well, I want to share. I don't know if you guys saw a post that I put up this morning. I just closed out 2 parties over 1,200 in sales this week. And I had always... Oh, sorry. Now my phone's going in the background here. I was always coaching to that $1,000 party, coach to that $1,000 party. But here was a person who wanted the quick cooker. And she said, "What do I need to get it for free?" We all know they can get it at 60% off. And I said, "Well, $1,200 party, you can do that." And she's like, "Ooh, that sounds like a lot." I said, "Well, you know what? It's probably about 25 orders." I said, "How many long distance family or friends do you have?" She says, 6 or 7. I said, "Okay, now we're down to about 17 local. How many people at work do you think that won't come would order? Who are 2 friends who absolutely adore you, who wouldn't mind taking a catalog to work for a couple of days?" And then we just kind of broke it down into very workable steps. On the night of the party, she had 5 guests in attendance. She was so disappointed. She, at the time of her party, a few orders were placed, 4 orders were placed, and her sales were at $315. I said, "That's okay. This is, what you get from the show. Now we'll wait and see how the rest of it comes in." And I gave her some words to follow up with people. And lo and behold, $1,277 is what the party closed at. So really
Oh.
just breaking it down for people, because $1,200 sounds like an enormous amount of money. But when you break it down to, that's about 25 orders. Sometimes that's still intimidating for people, depending on the size of their workplace or the size of their network. But if you break it down into little pieces, asking questions, working with them. How many long distance family or friends do you have? How many coworkers do you have? Who are 2 people who love you dearly, who would take it around? Do you know more than 2? Maybe a 3rd person would take the catalog around. You know, over inviting. How many people could you reach out to and say, you know, you're coming to the party, that's great. Can you bring a friend along? I'm going after this big ticket item I'd love to get for free. Breaking it down like that, for sure. Anybody else, as you were listening to the videos for the week, any ideas that came to your mind from either the videos or just thinking about how you're working with your hosts? I know Brenda said you haven't had a show this week, so it doesn't much matter yet. But guys, oh yeah, Ian?
I'm getting ready to go away, so I've had to do a lot ahead, and I really liked the intro letter and making it my own and explaining, and I did a lot of the prep work that, you know, I may have said to hosts in the past, but when you put it in writing, when they get their packets and everything's going out tomorrow, I've got a lot of irons in the fire that I needed to take care of, and it organized my method by following that checklist that Michelle was talking about. And I had used them at the beginning, but I kind of let them go. And then they're on the folders, and I had a hard time printing them, but I'm like, I could just make a photocopy of the back of the folder.
Right.
And, you know, and that was our challenge, is to make 25 of those. And they do help me focus, because I get off the track once in a while. And I think that helped me I have like 6 things to prepare for October, November, but I'm going to be gone and out of touch for 2 weeks. I'm not even going to be available by phone. So I really appreciated having that tool and having that knowledge I know I'm leaving my hosts in good hands, especially the ones that are really soon after I get back.
Yes, that's great. And I remember our CEO saying a while back, about 1.5 years ago, when she first came to the company, talking about, they sent these questionnaires out to our hosts and asked wanted their feedback about what they enjoyed about their parties, and you know what they thought could be better. Overwhelmingly, our hosts love the products, love the party, love the host rewards they got. Do you know what their complaint was? By far, their biggest complaint? Their consultant didn't keep in close enough contact with them. So sometimes I think we believe or tell ourselves that, oh, people are busy, they don't want to hear from us. They do. It might be tough to find a time to get in touch with our hosts and a way that works for them, but they do want to hear from us. And when we share ideas, they're just that. They're ideas. They're not mandates. They don't have to take everything that we say. And I always say to my host, I'm going to share lots of ideas with you. I like you to pick and choose the ones that feel like a good fit for you. And I do feel like my hosts appreciate that. So keep that in mind. They want to hear from us. Okay. So as you move forward, your business will thrive if you make it your mission to be the best host coacher possible. Whenever you meet somebody that has great sales, my suggestion is, it doesn't matter what they made at their show. Ask them for their best host coaching tip. Okay, and put it into the repertoire. Keep adding ideas and tweaking your host coaching, little bits at a time, so it's not overwhelming change. But keep fine tuning it, because it really will make for a very strong business. Not only will make for strong sales and very happy hosts, but the more people at your shows, obviously, the more potential for bookings and team members. So, all right. So this business is all about building relationships. Host coaching is definitely one of the keys to that relationship. But this week, we are going to be talking about what Judy Joel calls a relationship building powerhouse. Can you guess what it is? customer care or customer service. So let me ask you something. When is the last time Amazon called or texted to see if you were happy with a purchase?
Never.
Never, right? So customer service or customer care is what sets us apart as direct sellers. It is what makes our customers realize they're not just a number. And it's what helps build a loyal customer base and not just what I call a series of one-night stands. Okay? We don't want just our customers, buying something and going, walking off into the sunset. We want to make sure they're happy with their purchase. And when we do, they're much more likely to come back to us and to refer us to others. So when you watch these videos this week, they are going to help you with the when to do customer service and what to say, and helping us realize that people absolutely appreciate from hearing from us. Has anybody had a customer service call? Maybe you bought something and they did follow up to see if you're happy with your purchase. No. Wow. So imagine, yes, go ahead, John.
Yeah, I've had the reverse. I've had where they've called me and said something went wrong.
So in that case, yeah. No, I mean, if you have ever purchased something outside of Pampered Chef where that service called you to make sure you were happy with the purchase.
Nope.
And I have done that. I've called people to
yeah. I've had two.
Happy? Have you used your product?
Right.
And if they haven't taken it out of the box yet, I'm like, what do you mean?
Yep. So I've had two experiences where companies have called me. One was when I bought my car. They called me a month later. How are you enjoying your car? I nearly fell over because I'd already made the purchase. They weren't going to make any more money off of me. But they wanted to make sure I was happy with the car. Now, it's no big deal. Nothing's going to really go wrong with a car in 30 days. Call me in 3 years, see how I'm doing maybe. But I was not upset. I wasn't thinking, how come they're bugging me? I was pretty impressed that the salesperson who had worked with me on the sale of the car called to make sure that I was enjoying the car. And nothing else. They didn't ask anything else. They were like, great, I'm glad you're loving it. Any questions for me right now? And I said, no. Another time, it was after I bought my refrigerator. It was a month or two later, I get this phone call from Sears. How are you enjoying your refrigerator? And I'm like, I don't know. How does anybody enjoy it? It's keeping everything cold, What's there to say? And then, so they were like, well, we're really glad that it's, that you're enjoying it and everything. And then she said, by the way, you didn't get the extended warranty before, but I wanted to let you know that that is still available. Do you have any questions about that? I told her no, thanks, that I was all set. But I was not at all appalled. In fact, I bought other appliances from a different company that didn't call me. So I was actually impressed that they called after the fact. And I was not appalled at all when they, revisited the extended warranty. So those two experiences really made me think to myself, wow, I really should be reaching out to my customers. It does set us apart. And like John said, you can just call to say, tell your customers you do out-of-the-box calls. Just, hey, this is Karen. Remember I said I do out-of-the-box calls? I am calling to make sure you've taken your products out of the box. People laugh because, we'll play on words. But they'll let you know. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. If they haven't, you can remind them, take them out of the box, give them a try. If they return something in the first 30 days, they don't have to pay to send it back. So these are the things that help build relationships and customer loyalty. And yes, guess what? If you do enough of these, you will find additional sales, additional bookings, and additional team members and additional referrals for sure when you make it a habit. So just like with the host coaching, it's important to schedule it. Same thing with the customer care calls. You don't need to set aside an hour to do customer care calls. You can set aside 10 minutes 2 or 3 times a week. It can be as simple as that. And it is some of the most gratifying calls that I've ever made because I'm not calling looking for anything. I'm just calling just to make sure they're happy and to meet their needs. Okay, so So set aside a few minutes each week to listen to this week's videos, as well as some pockets of time to implement the customer care calls that they recommend. And they're going to give you different options. So it doesn't just have to be 2 weeks after the party with an open the box call. They're going to give you all kinds of options for customer service calls. So you pick the ones that are appropriate for when your parties have been held. And then how do you guys feel about hopping on a call next Sunday evening, maybe for 10 or 15 minutes, just as a sort of celebration for finishing this week up and just sort of chatting about the customer care calls? Would that be okay with you guys?
What time would that be?
Probably 8 o'clock, and not required since we never gave you the time. But so this is Wednesday. It would be next Sunday toward the end of the month. Fun. I'll post the link if you can make it on. That's great. And I'd love your feedback on what impacted your business the most from this entire series. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So have a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night.
Thank you.
Ciao. I'll be in Italy, but ciao.
Oh, have a great time. That's
Have
fabulous.
an awesome time, Ann.
All right.
Thank
Don't
you.
dial in from
No.
Italy.
My phone is not going to have the international plan, so
Well, good for you. Good for
just
you.
the camera.
But if you have, what happened?
I don't know. I'm still here.
Oh, you're still there. Oh, there you guys are. Someone must have hopped off and it made my whole screen go crazy. And if you have a minute, it doesn't need to be before you go. But if it is, that's great. If you could just message me with your feedback from this and what your biggest takeaway was, that would be very helpful.
No problem.
Okay. All right.
Karen,
Yes.
I have a quick question.
Sure. I'm going to stop the recording.